What if I told you that the way to truly captivate a woman isn't by chasing, pleasing, or proving yourself to her, but by breaking the ego she hides behind? In today's world, many men struggle with attraction because they pedestalize women, seeking validation instead of standing in their own power. Women naturally respect and desire men who don't bow to their egos, men who hold their own, men who radiate confidence without arrogance. That's exactly what we're talking about today. 7 powerful rules that will break her ego and elevate you into a high-value man, using the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. If you're tired of being overlooked, disrespected, or caught in the endless cycle of chasing, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Rule 1. Control your emotions. Control the game. You walk into a room. Eyes scan you, but you remain unmoved. Someone throws a challenge your way, tries to get under your skin. You don't flinch. She tests you, pushes your buttons, waits for you to react, but you don't. Because you know the truth. The man who controls his emotions controls everything. This is where most men fail. They let their emotions dictate their actions. A woman ignores their text. They panic. She gets cold. They chase. She throws an attitude. They argue. But a man who understands Stoicism knows that emotions are like storms, temporary, unpredictable, and destructive when uncontrolled. You see, the moment you react emotionally, you give away your power. She will test you, not because she's cruel, but because she's wired to respect strength. Women respect men who remain composed under pressure. If she can shake you, she owns you. If you react, you've already lost. But if you stay still, unbothered, in control, you become untouchable. Think about the greatest warriors, the most respected leaders, Marcus Aurelius, Theodore Roosevelt, even modern-day icons. They didn't let emotions control them. They mastered the art of emotional discipline because they knew the truth. The man who acts out of emotion is weak. The man who moves with reason is powerful. Now, let's break this down in real life. You text her, and she takes hours, maybe days, to respond. Most guys would double text, triple text, spiral into insecurity, but not you. You send a message and move on with your life. Because a high-value man doesn't sit around waiting. He operates in abundance. She gives you attitude, rolls her eyes, tries to test your patience. The weak man snaps, gets defensive, argues. The high-value man, he smiles, he remains calm, because he knows that a reaction is what she wants, and he doesn't give away his power so easily. Even in relationships, emotional control is everything. She might try to make you jealous, bring up other guys, or push your boundaries just to see if she can break you. If you react with anger or desperation, you show her you're insecure. But if you remain indifferent, unshaken, she sees strength. And strength is magnetic. This isn't about playing games. This is about self-mastery. Stoicism teaches us that external events don't matter, only our response does. You can't control what a woman does. You can't control her moods, her tests, or her decisions. But you can control your response. You can control your emotions. And when you do, you shift the dynamic completely. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally stable. Not cold, not robotic, but solid. A man who doesn't get flustered, who doesn't break under pressure, who doesn't react like a child when things don't go his way. So the next time you feel that urge to react, to text in desperation, to lash out in anger, to prove yourself, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, is this reaction coming from strength or weakness? If it's weakness, don't act on it. Let it pass. Because the man who controls his emotions controls the game. And when you control the game, you break her ego without saying a single word. Rule 2. Never over-pursue. Let her chase. You see, most men make a crucial mistake when it comes to women. They chase too much. They over-pursue. They text too often. They call too frequently. They become too available. And in doing so, they unknowingly kill attraction. Let's get one thing straight. Women don't want a man who is constantly running after them. They want a man who knows his worth and stands firm in it. A man who isn't afraid to walk away. That's what creates respect. That's what builds desire. And that's what makes you a high-value man. Think about it. When something is always available, it loses value. It becomes ordinary. If you could have a luxury car for free anytime you wanted, it wouldn't feel special. The same applies to relationships. If you're too accessible, too predictable, and too eager, you stop being a challenge. And the moment you stop being a challenge, you become forgettable. Now, I'm not telling you to play games. I'm not saying to act like you don't care. What I'm saying is that you need to be a man of purpose. A man who has more important things to do than obsess over a woman. A man whose life is so fulfilling, so full of ambition, that a woman has to earn her place in it. Because let's be real, when a man over-pursues, he puts himself in a weaker position. He's saying, "You're more valuable than me. You're the prize, and I'm just hoping you'll pick me." That energy, that's what makes women pull away. They can sense it, they feel it, and instinctively they lose interest. So what's the solution? You stop chasing. You make her chase you. How do you do that? By pulling back, by becoming a mystery, by being unpredictable, by showing her through your actions that your life does not revolve around her. Let's break this down. Most guys, when they like a woman, they text her non-stop. They double text when she doesn't respond. They call her randomly just to check in. And when she pulls back, they panic. They send another text, and another, and another, until eventually she loses interest completely. A high-value man? He does the opposite. If she doesn't text back, he doesn't care. If she pulls away, he lets her. If she takes her time responding, he takes even longer. Not because he's playing games, but because he genuinely has better things to do. His business, his fitness, his purpose, his goals, they come first. And this does something powerful. It shifts the dynamic. Suddenly she starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he desperate for my attention? And that curiosity, that's what makes her start chasing. Understand this. Women value what they have to work for. If you give them your attention too easily, it's meaningless. But if they have to earn it, if they have to wonder about you, if they have to fight for your time, then suddenly you become valuable. Look at the men that women obsess over, the celebrities, the high-status men, the leaders. They're never the ones begging for attention. They're never the ones chasing. They're the ones being chased. Because they've mastered one thing: detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care without being needy. It means you like her, but you don't need her. It means you want her, but you're perfectly fine without her. That energy is magnetic. So the next time you feel the urge to over-pursue, stop yourself. Pause. Ask yourself, am I chasing her because I want to, or because I'm afraid of losing her? If it's the second, you've already lost. Instead, become the man who is so focused on himself, so locked into his mission, that she has no choice but to chase you. And when she does, that's when you decide whether she's worth your time. Never over-pursue. Let her chase you. That's the rule. That's the power move. That's what separates the high-value men from the rest. Rule 3. Set unbreakable standards. Listen, my friend, if you want to break her ego and stand out as a truly high-value man, you need to understand one thing. Your standards are everything, not just in dating, but in life. They define who you are, how you move, and how people, especially women, perceive you. And I'm not talking about those fake surface-level standards that weak men put on just to impress someone. No, I mean unbreakable standards, ones that come from deep within, from a place of real self-respect. See, the moment you start lowering your standards to fit into someone else's world, you've already lost. And guess what? Women can sense that. They can feel when a man is bending, compromising, and giving up his power just to keep them around. And let me tell you something straight. If a woman can bend you, she will break you. Not because she's cruel, but because she doesn't respect weakness. A man with unbreakable standards is different. He's rare. He's not out here trying to please everyone. He doesn't chase, he doesn't beg, and he doesn't tolerate disrespect. Not from women, not from friends, not from society. His standards are so deeply rooted in his identity that they are non-negotiable. And when a woman sees that, she has two choices: rise up to meet them or walk away. Either way, you win. Let's talk about what this looks like in real life. You meet a woman, she's beautiful, she's charming, she's got options. Most guys would do anything to impress her, agreeing with everything she says, laughing at jokes that aren't funny, acting like a doormat just to keep her attention. But you're different. You have standards, and you make them clear without saying a single word. She cancels a date last minute. No problem. But you don't reschedule. Your time is valuable. She tries to test you, plays little mind games to see if you'll fold. You don't react. You stay calm, unshaken. She gives you attitude or disrespects you. You don't argue, you don't fight. You simply walk away. Why? Because your standards are not up for debate. They are not flexible. You are not the kind of man who tolerates half-effort, flakiness, or disrespect. And that right there, that shatters her ego. See, most women are used to guys trying to win them over, constantly seeking their validation. But when she meets a man who operates differently, who doesn't seek approval, who doesn't tolerate nonsense, she's forced to self-reflect. Why isn't he chasing me like everyone else? Why isn't he playing my game? That's when the dynamic shifts. That's when she starts to realize she needs to rise to your level, not the other way around. And here's the key. You don't set high standards to control her. You do it because that's who you are. You're not pretending. You're not playing some manipulative game. This is just your reality. And trust me, when you truly embody this, the right woman won't see your standards as a challenge. She'll see them as a test she wants to pass. But let's be real, not every woman will rise to your level. Some will walk away, some will get frustrated, some will call you arrogant or cold. And that's fine, because you're not here to please everyone. You're here to attract what aligns with your values. Look, you don't become a high-value man by chasing women. You become one by chasing excellence, discipline, and self-respect. Women will either follow or they won't. But either way, you're good. Because your life, it's already full. So ask yourself, are your standards truly unbreakable? Or are you still bending, still compromising, still playing small just to fit into someone else's world? Because the moment you stop that, that's the moment you step into your real power. Rule 4. Be mysterious. Keep her guessing. You ever notice how the guys who talk the most, explain everything, and reveal their every thought rarely hold a woman's attention for long? But the ones who say less, who leave a little mystery, who keep her wondering, those are the ones that drive her crazy. See, most men make the mistake of thinking that if they just tell her everything, if they spill all their emotions, explain their every move, and always be available, she'll appreciate it. But in reality, that predictability makes you forgettable. Women are naturally drawn to mystery. It's wired into them. They love puzzles, challenges, and the thrill of the unknown. When a man is mysterious, he creates a sense of anticipation, and anticipation is what fuels attraction. Think about your favorite TV show or movie. What keeps you hooked? It's not just the action, it's the unanswered questions, the moments that make you think, what's going to happen next? That's the power of mystery. And when you apply that to your presence, to the way you carry yourself, you instantly become more intriguing. Now, being mysterious doesn't mean playing childish mind games or ignoring her texts just to seem unavailable. That's immature. A high-value man doesn't need to force mystery. It comes naturally through his actions. So, how do you do it? First, don't over-explain yourself. If she asks you what you're doing Friday night, don't give her a full itinerary. Just say, got some plans, and leave it at that. Let her wonder. If she's interested, she'll be thinking about you all night, imagining what you're up to. Second, don't be too predictable. If she knows exactly when you'll call, text, or make a move, the excitement disappears. Switch things up. Keep an element of surprise in your interactions. Third, have a life outside of her. Women are attracted to men who have their own ambitions, their own passions, their own mystique. If your entire world revolves around her, there's nothing to discover. But if you're focused on your goals, if you have things going on that you don't immediately share, she'll be drawn in. And here's the thing, a woman's mind will always fill in the gaps. If you leave space for curiosity, she'll start creating stories about you, wondering what you're thinking, what you're doing, what makes you tick. And the moment she starts thinking about you when you're not around, that's when you win. Being mysterious isn't about being distant. It's about being intriguing. It's about letting her discover you piece by piece, rather than handing her the full picture up front. The less you reveal, the more she'll want to know. Because a high-value man, he never chases, he attracts. And mystery is one of his most powerful tools, so don't be an open book. Be a story she's dying to read. Rule 5. Build a life that doesn't revolve around her. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, check your phone, and there's no text from her. Your heart sinks. Maybe she's busy, maybe she lost interest, maybe she's playing games. Your entire mood shifts based on one person's response or lack of it. Now stop. This is exactly what keeps you stuck in a cycle of dependence, where your self-worth is tied to someone else's attention. And this is where rule number 5 comes in. Build a life that doesn't revolve around her. The moment you put a woman at the center of your world, you give away your power. You shift from being a man who is in control of his destiny to someone who waits, hopes, and reacts. And here's the truth. High-value men don't wait. They don't hope. They don't chase. They build. Think about the men who truly command respect. Do you see them rearranging their schedules to be available at all times? Do you see them getting anxious when a woman pulls back? Number. Because they have something bigger than any one person, they have a purpose. Your mission should come first, not her, not her texts, not whether she's in the mood to see you. When you build a life that doesn't revolve around her, something interesting happens. She starts chasing you. Women are biologically wired to seek men who lead. If she feels like she's your only source of happiness, she will lose attraction instantly. So what does this look like in real life? It means your schedule is yours. You don't clear your calendar just because she suddenly wants to see you. If you have a gym session, a business meeting, a personal project, you keep that commitment. She learns that your time is valuable, not something that can be shifted at a moment's notice. It means your happiness isn't dependent on her. If she cancels plans, no problem. You already have something exciting to do. If she pulls away emotionally, you don't panic. You're too busy living a life you love. It means you have goals that drive you. A high-value man wakes up with purpose. Whether it's fitness, building wealth, mastering a skill, or growing a business, he's focused. He's moving forward. And that momentum, It's magnetic. Let's get real for a second. If your entire world revolves around one woman, she knows it. She can feel it, and it makes you less attractive. Why? Because deep down, she doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to join you on your journey. You want to break her ego. Stop giving her that much power. Stop making her the reason you feel happy or sad. When you detach, when you live for yourself, she will feel the shift. And that shift? It changes everything. Suddenly, she's the one wondering why you're not texting first. She's the one questioning if she's important to you. She's the one feeling like she has to earn your attention. That's the power of Rule 5. A high-value man isn't looking for a woman to complete him. He's already whole, and that's what makes her want him even more. Rule 6. Never beg for validation or reassurance. You ever notice how the guys who beg for validation are the ones who never seem to get it? The ones constantly asking, "Do you like me? Was that okay? Am I good enough?" They reek of insecurity, and that energy is repelling. A high-value man never operates from a place of needing approval. He moves like a force of nature, indifferent to whether the world claps for him or not. Think about it. The moment you ask for reassurance, you hand over your power. You put someone else in control of how you feel about yourself. That's weakness. That's the mindset of a man who doesn't trust his own worth. And trust me, women can smell that a mile away. A woman's attraction isn't just about looks, money, or status. It's about the energy you carry. If your energy screams, "Please tell me I'm good enough," she'll feel it, and she'll pull away. Even if she gives you reassurance, it's not real respect. It's pity. And nothing kills attraction faster than a woman feeling like she's doing charity work in a relationship. A high-value man, he doesn't need to ask if he's good enough. He knows he is. He doesn't fish for compliments. He doesn't need a woman to tell him he's handsome, smart, or successful. He operates from an unshakable belief in himself. If she compliments him, cool. If she doesn't, also cool. His worth isn't up for debate. Think about the men women admire. Do you think a Roman emperor like Marcus Aurelius walked around asking people, "Hey, am I a good leader?" Hell no. He led with certainty. He made decisions based on principle, not based on whether people approved. That's real strength. That's Stoicism. Now let's bring this to the modern world. You text her, and she takes hours to respond. Do you double text? Do you ask, "Are you mad at me?" Number. You stay focused on your life, your business, your mission. You assume you're good unless proven otherwise. And if she's pulling away, you let her. You don't beg for reassurance that she still likes you. You don't chase because you are the prize. A woman will test you. She'll withdraw affection. She'll give short answers. She'll pull away just to see how solid you are. If you crack, if you start pleading, "What's wrong? Did I do something? Please talk to me," you fail the test instantly. But if you remain unmoved, if you keep your frame, she starts questioning herself. Why isn't he chasing? Why isn't he desperate? That's the moment she realizes, this man is different. And that's exactly what a high-value man is, different. While most men crumble under the weight of uncertainty, you stand firm. While others seek validation, you validate yourself. While others beg for reassurance, you stay focused on your purpose. That's power, that's respect, and that's the kind of man no woman ever forgets. Rule 7. Walk away when necessary and mean it. There's a moment in every man's life when he faces a choice: stay and tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or games, or walk away like a man who knows his worth. Most men hesitate. They hold on. They make excuses. They think maybe she'll change. But a high-value man, he doesn't bargain for his respect. He doesn't beg for recognition. He walks away, and he means it. Walking away isn't about playing a game. It's not about making her chase you. It's about standing firm in your values, your standards, and your self-respect. Because the moment you start tolerating behavior that diminishes you, you become a man she can control, a man she doesn't truly respect. Think about it. Women don't admire men who are easily manipulated. They don't desire men who stay out of fear of losing them. They want a man who could have them but doesn't need them. That's the man who stands out. That's the man who owns his power. So when she disrespects you, when she plays games, when she tests your patience one too many times, you walk, not in anger, not in frustration, but with complete certainty that you deserve better, and you don't look back. Because here's the truth. The moment you walk away with conviction, you flip the entire script. Suddenly she realizes she's not dealing with just any guy. She's dealing with a man who values himself. And that shakes her to her core. Most guys think walking away is about making her miss you. Walking away is about making yourself the priority. It's about proving to yourself that you don't need anyone who doesn't treat you right. And the moment you internalize that, you become untouchable. You become the man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't tolerate nonsense. And guess what? That's when she respects you. That's when she starts seeing you as the high-value man you truly are. Not because you manipulated her, but because you proved, through action, that your value doesn't depend on her presence. So when the moment comes, when you feel disrespected, when you feel undervalued, don't just threaten to leave. Don't use it as a tactic. Mean it. Walk away like a man who knows he's irreplaceable. Because the only men who win in the long run, they're the ones who refuse to settle for anything less than they deserve. Breaking a woman's ego isn't about revenge or control. It's about positioning yourself as the man she respects, desires, and values. Control your emotions. Let her chase you. Hold your standards. Stay mysterious. Build a life of purpose. Never beg for validation. Walk away when necessary. By following these principles, you don't just break her ego, you elevate yourself. And the more you focus on being the best version of yourself, the less power her ego will ever have over you. If you found value in this, drop a like and comment below. And remember, a true high-value man never begs, he attracts. Stay strong, stay focused, and until next time, keep leveling up.